Hi everyone! One of the most common questions I've been receiving lately is it good to wear shirts over or under a corset? And my personal answer for that is yes. Those of you who have been watching me long enough know that for the purpose of these videos and for the purpose of this channel, I usually wear my corset over my shirts because this channel is based mostly on corsetry. However, when I go outside to school or work or just out in public in general, I usually wear a shirt over top of my corset to hide it because I don't like drawing attention to myself in public. So let's start with what you can wear underneath your corset. I always wear something soft in between my skin and the corset because it greatly reduces the chances of me getting friction burn from the laces, from getting sore spots and little pressure points. So the most obvious thing you can get is a corset liner. Now look at the interesting shape of this one. It wears like a tube top, so it's like this, and pay close attention to the shape of this. Notice that it actually has a nip in the middle so that the waist measurement is smaller than the underbust and the hip measurements, and this is so that it stretches when it's on you and you don't have the corset on, but as you cinch your corset down it will actually contract with it instead of wrinkling. So when you make your own corset liner or when you order corset liners from somebody else, it's a good idea to have the corset liner made with the waist measurement that you expect to have underneath your corset. You can buy these liners from a corseteer, but they usually charge between $20 and $30 per liner. So in a separate video, I will show you how to actually sew a corset liner for yourself. In terms of choosing what sort of materials you want underneath your corset, you definitely want some sort of natural material, as natural as possible. Cotton is good, silk is pretty good, bamboo it feels amazing. But also make sure that it has a quite high percentage of some sort of spandex in it. So I usually choose materials that have between 5 and 10% spandex so that it's stretchy enough but it also breathes quite well. You can also use nylon jerseys and some spandex polyester blends, but be forewarned that you may sweat a lot more in these materials because I don't breathe as well. But I do admit that there is a bit of a trade-off between natural fabrics and synthetic fabrics because synthetic fabrics tend to move with your body and be a little bit more slick on your body so that you don't get as much wrinkling and friction. If you really don't like corset liners or if they're not an option for you to buy, another thing you can do is go to a thrift store and buy shirts that are 1 to 2 sizes smaller than your natural size. So here is a child size large that would cost just $3 at the thrift store, and it is a cotton spandex blend. And what you can do is put it on, and if you're going to be wearing an overbust corset underneath it, then cut it right above the bust line. If you're wearing it with an underbust corset, cut it right below the bust line, and then just fold over the raw edge and zigzag it so that the edges aren't raw and won't fray. Or if you're like me and you can actually fit into the neckline and sleeves of a child-sized shirt and you really like Snoopy like me, then you can just wear children's shirts all the time. Here's another one of my options. It has a half sleeve so that I can wear this when the weather gets a little cooler. Now this one isn't a cotton blend. It's actually 92% nylon, 8% spandex, but it is so stretchy. Oh my goodness. And this style of fabric, it really doesn't wrinkle at all. It doesn't wrinkle if I throw it on the ground in a pile, and it doesn't wrinkle when it's on me underneath a corset. So this is actually great. Another thing I suggest is if you're going to be wearing a liner or a shirt underneath your corset or whatever you decide, try to turn it inside out, because then the seams here is going to be facing the corset instead of your skin. Because when you're wearing a corset for many hours at a time at a very tight reduction, the seams do irritate your skin after a while. So if you turn it inside out, you won't feel that rough seam against your skin. Usually if you're going to be wearing a full shirt like this, it's not very fashionable to be wearing it inside out, but for a liner or for a makeshift tube top or whatnot, it's perfectly acceptable. Now here's a tank top that I wear quite often underneath my corsets, and it actually doesn't have any seams in it. It's completely knitted into a loop and it has a ribbed design on it. Now you can wear ribbed tank tops underneath your corset if you like, but test it out just for a couple hours first before you go out and wear a ribbed tank top underneath your corset for say 8 hours at a very tight reduction. Because for some people, the ribs and the designs on a shirt can actually irritate your skin if it's pressing against it underneath your corset for too long. So for people who have more sensitive skin, I would advise keeping to the more smooth knitted materials instead of the ribs. And this style of shirt is actually my favorite thing to wear underneath corsets right now. These shirts I found at Le Chateau outlet for I think $10 each, which is a little bit more than I spend on my average shirt from the thrift store, but it's still much less than a corset liner. It's actually a double layer of spandex fabric, and it has no seams along the sides. The only seams here are along the neckline. So it is completely comfortable, and I actually do prefer having the double layer of material here, because even if one layer of material gets caught somewhere on the corset, then the other layer of material is still nice against my skin, and the two layers can slide against one another completely frictionless. So I still don't receive any friction at all. Another awesome thing about these shirts are if you want to hide your corset underneath your clothing, but you still want to show off your small waistline, then this completely conforms to your curves over top of the corset without being too conspicuous. Now, if you're like me and you do want to hide your corset underneath your clothing most of the time, then invest in a lot of these tunic style shirts. Either they're completely loose from the shoulders, they can be kimono style and quite puffy, or they can be an empire waistline like this. So let me show you how this looks when I actually have it on. So as you can see, this tunic is quite form-fitting, but from no angle can you actually guess that I'm wearing a corset. So you can still go about your training and nobody will be the wiser. So in my next video, I'll be showing you how to sew your own corset liners if you have those materials available to you. And keep your eyes peeled for future videos, because I will be starting a small outfit of the day series so that you can learn how to coordinate your wardrobe around your corset. So until next time, happy corseting, and I'll see you later. Bye.